Hello, this is Fred here from Vital Seeds. In this video I'm going to show you how to harvest and process brassica seed. I'm going to be using kale for this example, but the process and principle is the same for all kinds of brassicas. So that includes cabbages, cauliflowers, broccoli, kohlrabi and oriental brassicas like mizuna and things like that. One of the most important things is to know when to harvest the seed and its kind of perfect ripeness. So first of all, I will show you how to kind of tell when your seed is ready for harvest. This is an example of a plant which is ready for harvesting. You can see that the seed pods are no longer green. They've gone kind of through yellow and they're starting to go brown and they're nice and fat and juicy. But they're not dry yet. That's quite important because if they are dry, then they will split open and fall onto the ground. The seeds will fall onto the ground. So this plant is ready for harvesting. Sometimes you have one branch on a plant which is ready for harvesting and others which aren't. That's fine, you can just take individual branches off. This plant, basically all of the seeds on this plant are ready for harvesting. So we will cut off the branches and hang them up inside the polytunnel to dry off. I have now hung up the bunches I just harvested from the field in the polytunnel. Here they are. I've got them on top of a bit of landscape fabric as well to catch any seeds that might fall down. You could do this indoors, you could do this in a glass house, you could do it anywhere which is going to be dry basically. We're using the polytunnel because we have one, but you could use anywhere which is going to be dry and airy for them to continue ripening, which they will do. We will leave them here for 10 days and they'll ripen further and they'll dry down more. And if we look further down, this is all stuff that we've harvested before. The stuff down at the end is the oldest stuff, and you can see now they've changed colour. They're very kind of beigey kind of straw colour and they're crunchy. So if you break open a pod, you see the seeds will just fall out. So that means they're ready for processing now, which is what we're going to do next. To process the seed, first of all we're going to thresh it, which is the process of separating the seeds from their pods and the kind of plant material. And to do this, we're going to put the bunches inside a bucket and then stamp up and down on them and kind of do a bit of a dance, jiggle them around, maybe use our hands a bit as well just to separate all of the seeds from their pods. And then we're going to end up with a mixture of seeds and pods, which will then sieve. So this is the mixture. Now, you see we've got lots of kind of half seed pods that are split open. And then at the bottom, there's lots of seeds, but they're all kind of mixed up still. So to separate them, we're going to, first of all, put the seeds through this sieve. You can buy these kind of sieves from garden centres. You can also make your own sieve from a bit of perforated metal. It's really easy to do. So we're going to use this one. And we will pour in the mix. You can hear all those seeds bouncing down to the bucket. And quite a few of these came through, but that's okay, because now we're going to stick it through another sieve. This one, which has little holes in it, which is perfect for brassica seed. So put that one on here. So, in the bucket now is the seed, looking quite clean, not totally clean yet. So the next process is called winnowing, and that's using the wind to separate the light chaff from the heavier seed. To winnow the seed, you can either use a desk fan or you can also use the wind outside. You kind of want a nice stable breeze, which is why we're using a desk fan, because obviously we have much more control of it. But outside can work absolutely fine in the right kind of conditions. And we are going to pour the seed basically from this container into this bucket under here. The bucket's got a tea towel in the bottom, which stops these tiny little bouncy seeds from just bouncing straight out of the bucket. And then we've got a sheet underneath to collect the chaff and the stuff which is blown off, so that we can then just have a look and make sure that we're not kind of losing seeds. Yeah, so let's have a go. So that's all of it. And then you can see here, this is the stuff that we've separated off. And it looks like there's quite a lot of seeds here, but they actually aren't. It's all the things which look like seeds are actually kind of dud seeds, ones that weren't fertilized properly. And the rest of it's just chaff. And then in here, that's really pretty clean. We'll probably put it through a couple more times just to get it really, really clean. But yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so that's it. That's how you clean kale seed. If you're doing this outside, you need to have you need to kind of prepare yourself better with a bigger sheet underneath the bucket, so that if you're, for instance, pouring the seed from here and the wind's going this way, and the wind stops, you want to make sure that you're not just going to pour all of your seed on the ground. So you need to have a bigger sheet or a tarp or something like that to make sure you collect everything up. Yeah, and that's it. And we'll now germination test this seed to check that it's actually good. I think it should be. And then we'll store it, as with all seeds, in a cool, dry place, either in a kind of a porous bag, paper bag, or a cloth bag. Or you can also dry it down properly with silica gel and then store it in a sealed container, like a Ziploc bag or a kilner jar or something like that. Yeah, so that's it. Really easy.